Hey there, folks. Coach Patrick here from Endurance Nation back with another weekly coach video. Every week, I sit down with you on Wednesdays here just to give information out about how we do business inside Endurance Nation. We're in the business of helping endurance athletes like you achieve their personal best using manageable schedules and the combined power of a community of over 450 endurance athletes. The idea being that collectively we are smarter and stronger than any individual one of us, and that together we can solve practically any problem, leaving the most complex and difficult parts of being successful on race day up to you and putting you in a great position to do well. Now, we do the education piece because we believe that smarter athletes are faster athletes. Plain and simple. Better decisions yield better outcomes. Better decisions are informed by practice and experience, but also from insights and learning. And a lot of that happens inside the team long before you toe the line of your next big event, whether it's on two wheels, 2 feet, or who knows what else you'll be racing in 2022. Lots of twos there. So, this time around, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the power of the team. As you know, we are opening the doors for team membership on October 18th, 2021 through October 31st. You can join our first wave, which starts with the winter training program known as the Out Season here inside Endurance Nation. That will start on November 1st and carry through February 6th. This will be our 15th consecutive year of the Out Season, an opportunity to bring brand new training plans because we do update them every year to you to help you become a better runner, triathlete, multi-sport athlete, cyclist, whatever that may be. We have versions of those plans for all of you and a community to back it up. Speaking of community, that's really why I'm here. What's the value of training with a team versus not training with a team? Now, I talked a little bit about this last week, but I wanted to reiterate a couple of core concepts for you so you better understand the value when you're choosing a team versus choosing to train on your own. There's three main points that I want you to think about. And the big picture, sort of the overarching context of the team, is that you're part of something bigger than yourself. And I think this is one of the most underrated aspects of being part of a team, right? So think about it like if you were on a team at high school, or if you wear a uniform at work, there's a personality that you I guess put on, if you will, when you're part of something larger than yourself. Police officers don't strut around their house all the time, although maybe some of you do. That's all right. More power to you. I often strut myself. But when you're part of a team, you sort of act accordingly, right? You make different levels of decisions. You have a different calculus because you're doing something as part of a team. You're not just yourself, you're part of this bigger movement, this progression, this experience. And that's what we have here inside the team. So when you think about joining a team or training on your own, what you're really leaving on the table there, if you choose to go your own route, which is 100% totally fine, is that you're losing the value that comes from being part of something bigger than yourself. It's really hard to put your finger on it, but I'm going to try here in three key bullet points for you. Number one, being on a team gives you momentum. Now, training and racing, really, at the end of the day, is all about momentum. Things are going well, workouts seem easy. The inverse, things are not going so well, workouts seem super hard, right? Or even worse of all, just being in sort of that no man's land, that limbo of like good day, bad day, good day, bad day, good day, bad day, seemingly out of your control. Momentum matters. And momentum matters even more beyond just the context of am I doing my workouts, but am I making the forward progression that's going to allow me to become a better athlete? And we really do that very well inside Endurance Nation. A huge part about what we try to do for you, regardless of your ability level, your sport choice, or your experience level, we try to find a path forward for you that's going to engender that momentum, that's going to give you that progression. And being on a team allows you to do just that. Why? Like, why on a team? Well, because there's other people here who've walked that path before you. There are people here who are walking that path alongside you. And there are people just a step behind you who could use a hand, someone you could help out. Now, when you're on your own, all you're really thinking about is yourself. You're making decisions related to the problems that you're facing. But by being part of a team, you're actually making decisions in a three-dimensional way for people who need help, for people like yourself, for people who are ahead of you and interfacing with them. And the combined 3D perspective of information is what really allows you to sense and create that momentum across the season. So you get to leverage the experience that the more sort of advantaged members have inside the team. You can build off of a topic by teaching it to someone else. You have this intellectual momentum, this knowledge momentum that matches your physical progression across the course of a season. I'm harping on it, but it is 100% true. The smarter you are, the more you dive into a topic, the more time you spend learning about it, the better you're going to execute it. Right? The more that we just kind of fudge around it and not really think about it, not going to work. Let's do an example, right? Let's think about taking a trip to grandmother's house. If you don't plan the route and you don't take any steps beforehand, then you get in the car on the morning of the trip, probably at the wrong time, probably going to be traffic now because you didn't look. You're low on gas. You got to get gas. You leave the gas, you realize you don't have food, got to stop somewhere to get some food. Then you get on the road again, and then one of the kids, well, guess what? Got to go to the bathroom. Didn't think about that. By the time you get to grandmother's house, you're exhausted. Did you get to grandmother's house? Absolutely. Did you do it the best way? No. Could it have been better? Yes. How could it have been better? In a million different ways. And that's what happens inside Endurance Station. So, Endurance Station, we get you to grandmother's house faster, unless, of course, you don't want to go there. All right. Second point here for you, the value of being part of a team, the experience factor. All right. This is just so critical. A large part about racing is going through the process of iterating your process. What we're essentially creating here is not only a training process, but a racing process as well. And optimizing that process is what allows us to see gains beyond the short term, beyond this week, next week. Sure, if I sleep more today, my workout will be better tomorrow. But how do I sustainably get more sleep? How do I create conditions for better sleep? Now, I can have some ideas, I can look up some research, but thanks to Endurance Nation, I can actually talk to other people who've hacked their sleep, who've optimized their sleep, who have tried different products from cooling pads to sleeping aids to sleep trackers, right? To sort of very unique sleep and wake patterns, right? All of that happens inside the team. And it's a resource for you at your fingertips, something that you simply can't get access to anywhere else. Even Google doesn't have these results. These are things that you can only get from inside the team and allows you to really leverage it. Another version will be making better decisions. So inside Endurance Nation, when you choose a particular race with the advice of your teammates, or you choose a particular bike or piece of equipment with the advice of your teammates, there are alternate universes out there where uninformed you made a decision that was not a great decision and you didn't even know it. You were happy with what you got. You didn't even know what you were missing out on. But thanks to the team and the collective knowledge sharing that we have here, you can move beyond those alternate realities and craft the most optimal version of that for yourself. We literally call it the fast track. It's you going from 0 to 1 super fast. In fact, you go to 0 to 4 in the same time it takes everyone else to go 0 to 1. It's like you're doing your fourth version of that race by the time you toe the line. You have a great deal of knowledge and just adopted experience that you can take to the table and bring out when the time gets tough. You also have the support along the way of processing that information, putting that information into practice, right? Not just reading it and saying, now I'm smarter, but reading it, working it into your training or race plan, doing it in your simulation, getting feedback from your teammates, wrestling with the concept, adopting it, taking the parts that work for you, rejecting the parts that don't. All of that process is facilitated through the interactions with your teammates and allows you to be in that super advantaged place by the time the race comes. Just staying more consistent, staying more on point, getting better results consistently over time. That, my friends, huge part of being on a team. All right, the third part here that I think is just often overlooked, because I've been pretty serious so far, but this is just a really huge part. And that is just that teammates just make stuff more fun. Doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be in a bus full of teammates, stopping at a fast food restaurant on a trip somewhere. You guys are going to do something crazy, wacky, and goofy. Hopefully not too over the top for the other patrons. And it's going to be awesome. You'll turn even the most mundane activities into something fun and enjoyable. And teams do that across the season as well. From our challenges that we have to the challenges that our teammates come up with just on their own, which is often even crazier than our official ones, to just managing the comments, the feedback, giving you insight, sharing the journey, telling the story, helping to create the team shirt, building that team mojo across the season. All of that happens inside the team context, which allows you to sort of build those deeper relationships and take the work out of training, or at the very least, reduce the impact, the perceived impact of that work, and instead focus on what it means to have fun. From our member-led training camps to our member-led, virtual seminar events, to what happens on race weekends across the country at different events, whether it's ultra running or triathlon, multi-sport, or cycling gravel races as well. That team vibe is super strong inside Endurance Nation, and is a large part just the fun factor that people get into because they showed up for the training plans, but they stay for the people because it ends up being a ton of fun. Being in a like-minded group of people who are similarly challenging themselves from all walks of life, all different ability levels, united in this quest to be their personal best, but doing so in a supportive and collegiate manner, is just an incredible and empowered place to be. So as you think about your training this fall and beyond this fall, but into the rest of next year, I strongly encourage you to look at Endurance Nation. Starting on October 18th, you'll be able to sign up for our Team EN or our Coach EN levels. You can learn more at endurancenation.us. Sign up for our newsletter to get updates right there. Go to endurancenation.us/newsletter. You can sign up there as well. We'll be emailing everyone on our newsletter list with an early access opportunity so you can get in, because we're only taking a few members, and we already have over 250 doing our first wave, which starts November 1st. So not that many slots left, but we want to make sure that you have access and you're supported on this journey. And we can't wait to meet you and take this journey together. All right. Thanks for tuning in. This is Coach Patrick signing off. If you've got questions, comments, feedback on what it means to train with a team, drop them in the comments below. Be sure to tag me. I'm happy to come back, have a conversation with you down there. All right. Be well, everyone. I'll see you next week.